Harpoon Ventures is a venture fund that specializes in helping early stage companies secure contracts from the U.S. government, and it's closed a $120 million funding round. Well, the fund, led by a former Navy SEAL and a former U.S. Marine officer, working to help companies find the right fit to boost their sales. Joining me now is former Navy SEAL, two-time Olympic medalist, and general partner at Harpoon Ventures, Larsen Jensen. Larsen, wow, what a resume there. Extremely impressive. So talk to me specifically about what you are trying to do with this fund.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me on. There's a lot of things we're trying to do with this fund, but first and foremost, we're trying to invest in the best emerging technology companies coming out of Silicon Valley and then help expand their market aperture to include federal customers. One of our key insights as an early stage fund is that we need to differentiate. We need to add differentiated value to our early stage companies so that we can invest alongside the best firms in Silicon Valley. And how we do that is by expanding the customer base for our early stage portfolio companies. And that's what we're going to continue doing here.
Mm-hmm. What is the demand that you see from the U.S. government? I know you're based in San Diego. I do believe there's a pretty big military base there. What has the government told you that they want to see when it comes to startup solutions?
Sure. One of the reasons why we started this firm in the first place is because of the tailwinds that we're seeing now with early stage emerging technology working in the federal government. If you zoom in on the market opportunity here, you start to see organizations like Defense Innovation Unit and AFWorks and other very successful innovation channels for startups to work in. And that's being led from a lot of tailwinds between competitive factors between other countries around the world. So right now, the demand has never been greater for emerging technology working in the federal government. Applications like AI, big data, frontier tech, and things as traditional as enterprise IT have a huge market opportunity in the federal government.
You know, on this show, Larsen, we talk a lot about the space race. We know private companies are doing it. NASA obviously still has its own involvement. When it comes to space innovation, what does the government want to see there?
It ranges every aspect of the space stack, for lack of a better term, from propulsion to launch to satellites to imagery and other forms of communication. We're actually early investors in a tremendous space company called Astronis, which is offering high-speed bandwidth internet access from geosynchronous orbit. We're very proud to back them with Andreessen Horowitz and Venrock at the early stages, and they recently closed a financing round led by BlackRock at a unicorn level valuation. We're also very proud backers of a pure play propulsion technology company that focuses on designing and manufacturing the most high performance rocket engines, a company called Ursa Major Technologies. And everything in between that gap is something that we're really excited about. Mm-hmm. But so far we've done two core deals in the space market.
And talk to me, too, about the opportunity, right? As an investor, you want to see these companies grow. I'm sure you want to see them do good as well, especially as a former Navy SEAL when it comes to the government. How big is the market opportunity when it comes to government contracts and how this government is looking to spend?
Absolutely. One of the interesting things that underwrites our entire value proposition is that the federal government, the U.S. federal government as a whole, spends as much on early stage R&D as the entire domestic VC ecosystem combined. In 2020, those numbers are approximately $160 billion in each of those respective ecosystems. So there's a massive opportunity. We often feel that it's overlooked by early stage tech startups, and that's what we're here to do, is not only to invest in these companies ourselves, but help scale that investment by getting them access to what we believe is a multi-$100 billion market opportunity for these companies.
Are you having conversations with the Biden administration about its own needs, right? We're waiting to see a $1 trillion infrastructure plan and $3.5 trillion in other spending make its way to the president's desk to sign.
Working across administrations is something that's extremely important to us. And I think of particular importance right now is this initiative for green technologies. We recently backed another company alongside Founders Fund called Solugen. And what they do is they create chemicals at a fraction of the cost using enzymes and bioreactors for what traditionally would have been a petroleum-based process. So not only do they do it cheaper, but they do it green and sustainably. And they're making some tremendous progress, and we'll have some announcements in the near future.
Announcements in the near future, but let me ask you this, a $1 trillion infrastructure plan set to be signed, will that directly benefit any of your portfolio companies?
Not at this time. We're more focused on emerging technology, and from an infrastructure standpoint, if that's something that's IT infrastructure, we'll be trying to assist there. But if it's more traditional roads, bridges, et cetera, it's not something that we really specialize on.
All right, former Navy SEAL, two-time Olympic medalist and general partner at Harpoon Ventures, Larsen Jensen. Such an honor to have you on the show. Thank you.